The title of this wow is Can You Come Speak to an Old Friend? Also known as Code Red. All right, so those of you who have read How to Wow know I was a crazed fan of The West Wing for a lot of reasons, but one of them was I learned this very useful tip. If you watched it, you'll remember whenever anything terrible had happened and the senior staff needed to pull somebody out of a public place, the code phrase was, "Can you come speak to an old friend of the president's?" And that essentially meant, like, we have to go to the situation room immediately. And I'm thinking about this a lot because I was recently working with a restaurant, and one of the things we're talking about is, if something terrible has happened in the restaurant, if somebody is keeled over in the ladies' room, you don't want to announce that in the middle of the dining room floor. So the code phrase that they have in the restaurant now for something has happened, you need to come with me right now, is, have you seen the Spanish wine list? And this is innocuous enough that none of the diners seem to care. But because it's a French restaurant, there is no Spanish wine list. So come with me immediately. I actually have a friend who used to work in a ballpark, and she told me that the code phrase that they had for somebody being incredibly drunk in the stands was, "We've got a super fan in section 8, and that meant, "Hi, security, come on over. You need to come clean this up." So I recommend that you have a code phrase that, if you work in a situation where you have clients or customers interacting with your staff, you want to have that code phrase on hand for "come with me to the stockroom immediately." This also works well in meetings. One of the things I recommend to my clients who are in meetings and they really need to redirect the conversation, they need to have a code phrase for that. The one I suggest quite often, because it's super innocuous but catches everyone's attention, is, "Hi, do you have an extra pen? Mine has run out of ink." Nobody listening cares that your pen has run out of ink, but it stops the person who's speaking in their tracks. So work those out ahead of time. These are really, the same way, couples have phrases for, "Let's not discuss this at the party." And if you don't have that phrase with your spouse or your partner, you want to figure that out today. But have those code phrases for use in public situations so that you can step away or redirect the conversation. Thank you so much.